welcome back. I hope everybody's having a fantastic afternoon. My name is David. I'm the owner of Hat Stitch, and today I'm going to show you how to laser engrave a tumbler using the Rotary. But before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like, comment, and subscribe button so that this video can reach more people. And of course, make sure you guys go to Haotian Laser's website and check out all the cool lasers, all the cool gadgets that they have going on. And today, so let's get it started. I'm actually finishing up a job here, doing a test run. I want to make sure that my settings are properly done. And today we're going to use some really cool tools. So we're actually going to use my Ray-Bans. So I can give you a point of view of how to actually set it up and do all that good stuff. And I'll do a screen recording on my computer so you guys can see the settings. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started and we'll see you guys. All right, y'all, so we're back and I want to show you a quick way to actually begin by setting up the cup on the actual Rotary. So with that, let me turn my glasses on and I can show you guys how I actually do it with my glasses on and give you actually hands-on experience. So here we go. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna get the tool that came with your Rotary. And what you're gonna do with these bigger cups, the thing is that whenever you start unscrewing these pieces here, with the bigger cups, it makes it a little bit harder. So what I've learned to do is when it's a big cup like this, I stick it in like this, away from, I kind of use the, I don't know if you can notice here, but I use this as a guide. And the reason I do that is so that I know how far to go. So if you're starting to notice, this actually is starting to get really tight. And that's kind of how I want it. And if you notice, it's a little lopsided, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix that. And that's very important. You want to make sure that when you turn your cup, it turns properly. And for the some weird reason, the cup is not turning straight. So we're gonna adjust that, and the way we can adjust that is here's a good another way to go about it. You see how this ridge here? Make sure you center it there. Start tightening it up right there. Go to the other one before you tighten it up like really a lot. You know, make sure you're in the same one at every single one. Does that make sense? So now that I know that I'm kind of flushed on everything there, a little flushed here. Okay. Now I can tighten it up. And by me tightening it up, now when I go like this, it's no longer lopsided. So that's one way to figure out how to go about it. So the next thing you want to do is very important. You want to make sure that your caliper here is, if you don't have one, make sure you go to your local hardware store. And most calipers allow for most calipers are going to give you the inches and the millimeters. So you want to measure it in millimeters. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to measure the circumference of my actual cup. So by doing that, I'm going to open it as wide as I can, place it on my cup, and then barely, like, I'm not even going to push it hard. I'm just going to, where it stops. It's at 96 millimeters. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into our program. We're going to go to Laser Tools, Rotary Setup. By default, I have it at 0.400 for split size. I have it at 1.000 for overlap. Steps for rotation is by default 128.00. Now, here is where it gets interesting. You know that number that you got, the 96? All right, so you're gonna type in 96 there. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna allow for the system to automatically calculate what the speed and distance and all that stuff is for the machine to actually go. Now, if you notice here, think about it whenever you were in high school and you had to do your geometry, you had to talk about your x-axis and your y-axis. Same concept. This is your y-axis, and when we mean by y is it's rotating this way. This way here, the x-axis, is if you had the Rotary looking at you, and that's considered x-axis because it's doing this on the x-axis. But in this particular case, we're gonna stick to the y-axis because it's doing this along the line of the y-axis, which is up and down. So now that we got that set up, make sure you put the circumference, which is 96 millimeters. It's gonna the object diameter, which is gonna be 96 millimeters, and it's gonna automatically measure the circumference of your cup. So now the next step is you're gonna hit OK. Now here's where I have my design, and I already have it framed up, right? So I'm noticing that my design is a little too low, so I'm gonna move up a little bit. I'll move up, and ideally, if you can, I don't know if you can tell, but the bottom of the design is right here, and the top is right here. I don't want that. I want to actually go higher. So I'm gonna exaggerate a little bit, go higher there, and I'm gonna go a little bit higher because it's not in the center where I want it to be. So I'll go a little bit more. We're gonna go a little bit, and just a tad bit more. All right, perfect. So now that we're in the section that I want it to be, we are gonna do something else, and that is gonna be, we are gonna frame the device, or I'm sorry, frame the logo. And the way we're gonna frame it is we are gonna go into the settings. But before we do that, make sure that your enable rotary is enabled, and you wanna make sure that that's enabled, because if it's not, then things could potentially go wrong. Because I don't remember where it's at, but we'll figure that out shortly. So now that you have your settings and everything, we have the Haotian 60-watt fiber laser library that was imported. However, there was a little tweaking that I did, and I did the first one is going to be at 2,395 speed, at 82.5 power, at 180 frequency. Actually, that might be a little too much, so I'm gonna go down a little bit to about 175. And then I'm gonna do 2 passes, crosshatch, bidirectional, 45-degree angle increment. The second pass is gonna be a really clean pass, and what that's gonna do is literally gonna clean the tumbler for me to allow it to give it a nice smooth finish. So we're gonna hit OK, and we're gonna hit assign because we wanna make sure that it's there. Now, here's the next thing. You're gonna see frame, and then you're gonna see start. And automatically, your system, or the rotary that's connected, it's gonna automatically go to the 0.40 split size, 1 millimeter overlap. And remember that 96 millimeter diameter that you inputted when you measured it? So it's gonna automatically go here. So what you wanna do next, you wanna hit frame. And you can see there's a guide as to where the actual, so what you want to do next is you want to hit frame here, and you're going to see on your actual tumbler there's going to be a laser dot right here. You can see it on my finger, and what that does, it's literally framing your logo that you're going to engrave. When you hit next, the rotary is going to actually move. You hit next again, it's going to move again, and when you hit one more time, oh, in this case it's only 3. And then it goes back to the first part. So now that I have it there, you know what we're gonna do next? We're gonna hit start. Now it's engraving the cup very, very well, very fast. According to this, there's a processing time of 170 passes, and I'm estimating maybe under 3 minutes for the entire cup to be done. So stick around. Let's wait a bit for this thing to actually get engraved, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, we'll wait to see how this is gonna do. So far it's doing really well. I will say this though, always remember to wear safety glasses, and the most important part above all is make sure that you have a ventilated area, because you don't want to smell all that stuff in. For me, I have my garage, it's open, and I have an exhaust system actually going out through the garage door. So with that being said, let's go ahead and put our glasses on and just continue to wait until this cup is done. And this is the perfect time to do an amazing video to showcase how great the Haotian 60-watt fiber laser is going to be. And if I promise you guys need to get one of these machines. It's probably the best in the market when it comes down to engrave anything that's metal, tumblers, leatherette patches, anything you can think of. It's amazing. It engraves color if you have the proper settings. Guys, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, but make sure you guys visit my friend Pascal at Haotian Laser and go to their website, and I'll leave the link in the description so you guys can check it out and see for yourself how great of a company they are. So we're about halfway through, and we're at about 1 minute and 58 seconds, and this thing is going very well. I'm gonna take off my glasses so you guys can see what it actually looks like. So here you can see that the machine is actually engraving properly, and I actually have my eyes closed because I don't want to, you know, accidentally get blinded by the laser, but my glasses are doing pretty good at catching what's actually happening here. So as you can see, it is slowly engraving the tumbler, and it's doing a pretty good job. Now, please know that this is the first pass. Once this section is done, or once this pass is done, it's going to actually go to another pass, and that's going to be the clean pass, and this should be able to clean it up a little bit, make it a little bit more appealing. Now, the reason we go the rotary route is because sometimes you want to have a bigger placement of your design, and whenever you do just the regular cup and you place it on the bed of your laser, sometimes the edges are just it's a little bit too wide, and you don't get the same effect, and sometimes it makes it a little bit harder for the sides to actually engrave. So as you guys can see, the laser is almost done with the first pass, and after this pass it's going to do one last pass, and it's going to be the cleaning, what I call the cleaning pass. As you can see, guys, once the rotary tumbler is done, this is the final product, and this is how your cup comes out. It literally took about 4.5 minutes. I was wrong in time. I had said 3, but it took 4.5 minutes, and not bad because, you know, the logo's kind of small. But the really good benefit about doing the rotary is that you can go however around as much as you want because it's doing a circumference. So if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And again, if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. And we're excited because we're gonna come out with more content and quality content, and I'll be starting to do more shorts and more videos to kind of showcase what else you can do with this machine. So the next video that I'll be doing is I'm gonna show you guys how to laser engrave pins. That's right, I'm gonna show you how to laser engrave pins. And the way I'm gonna show you how to laser engrave pins is we're gonna do it with this pin jig that holds 25 pins, and you can engrave 25 pins in less than 5 minutes, which is crazy. It's crazy to me. So make sure you guys stick around for the next videos. And as always, thank you so much for your love and support. Until next time, peace.